Hey everyone, it's Nick with Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi at Motor City Nightmares 2024. I am with filmmaker CJ Vecchio, who has, for the heck of it, with a group of filmmakers, decided to make a movie this summer, a fan film called The Evil Three.
Yep.
And much to their pleasant surprise, it's killing it at film festivals. So CJ, tell us the story of how this came about.
Basically, we're a bunch of group of us filmmakers wanted to do a fan film, right? So we're pondering, what should we do? What should we do? And there's always a Michael Myers, there's always a Jason fan film or a Leatherface. I go, listen, let's just put all three of them into one, right? So we're like, yeah. So we got a bunch of actors, a bunch of local filmmakers, local actors. We got Brett Wagner, 2003 Leatherface, Elaine Dietz, she's an exorcist, so they came in and did the scenes. And we just over 2 weekends filmed it. We did an Indiegogo, raised about $27,000, filmed it. And just premiered 2 weeks ago at the Days of the Dead convention in Indianapolis. Showed last night, right? Nice standing ovation. And it's just been blown up in the film festivals. So we won Best Kill, Best Gore. Brett Wagner won Best Actor, right? And just nominated for a bunch of other ones. So it's just, we just thought we're just doing it for shits and grins on a week, 2 weekends, and it just kind of blew up.
Well, why don't you go work? I want you guys to take over Disney because they don't know what they're doing with $1 billion, and you guys raise a few grand and you kill it.
Yeah.
So, what's the story? What's the plot of this film?
Well, I really don't want to give. Basically, the deal is it's all revolved around Smith Grove Sanitarium. So we're trying to keep it the real. Everybody's like, why don't you get Freddy Krueger? I wanted to do, or Dead Jason. I wanted to have it more of a realistic, real life. So basically, the gist of it, all three are at Smith Grove Sanitarium. Due to budget cuts from Illinois, right, they're closing it down. So they had to transfer all three to a different jail, and let's just say things don't go too well. So on that transfer. And that's basically gist of the story. And it goes a little more into it, though. But
Tell us about what it means to make a fan film. Now, you're using Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Leatherface on the poster. You have those characters in it. How are you able to sort of get away with that, if you will?
There's a bunch of legal, like freedom of information, not freedom of information, but free use act, right? So as long as we don't profit from it or disrespect any of the characters, I mean, there's so many fan films of Star Wars, Batman, right? So as long as you don't disrespect the character, as long as you don't profit from it, and you can show proof, hey, this money, we're selling the DVDs, but that's going to pay off, what we spent on it. And then after that, then you just throw it on YouTube for free. I mean, we can't go on Amazon or Netflix or Tubi or anything like that. But like I said, after we make up our budget, what other money we spent, then we'll release it that way. So as long as you don't disrespect the character and franchise, they're pretty happy with it.
Did it become way better than you guys intended when you first decided to do this?
Well, I mean, we have some pretty, I think all of us together have about 100 awards, right, amongst us for films. We do all originals. So, I mean, we got a pretty pro team doing this behind the scenes. We just did it for fun for 2 weekends, and like I said, just watching the reactions, I love sitting in the back row when it's showing, and all of a sudden you see the people jumping, or you hear the people laughing when they're supposed to laugh, jump when they're supposed to jump. So that's a really good feeling. So, and then like I said, Indianapolis, we sold out of DVDs in about 20 minutes. So we're like, all right, we got something going on.
That's awesome. Now tell us about the film festival that you run.
Yeah, well, like I said, I took over the Chicago Horror Film Festival. It's been going on for 25 years. So we took it over to, this is our second time. We ran it in October. We ran it in May. The next one's going to be the last weekend of September. So took it over, and we wanted to make it where it was a filmmaker-ran festival for filmmakers, right? I mean, most of the film festivals is fan-ran, and it's really, the filmmakers want to have a little bit of an experience, especially for networking. So last May, we had to stop selling tickets a week out. We oversold. And then we had filmmakers from India fly in, Australia, London, all over the United States. And like I said, we had to step up to a bigger theater this year. So we're at the Logan Theater in Chicago. It's been around for like 100 years. And like I said, we have 500 films already submitted. So it's going to be a 3-day event, September 26th, 27th, and 28th, I want to say. And like I said, we're going to have filmmakers flying over. And we tell people that want to get in the industry, just show up, right? Because it's all about networking. Right. And in this business, it's who you know and that one connection. And that's what we kind of want to do. Fans, yeah, great. Come and watch. We got 300 horror films, indie horror films. But like I said, for the actors or crew or somebody who wants to get into business, that's the best way to do it is networking.
Having had a film or having been in a film festival with a screenplay where I was a finalist, Shriek Fest, you probably heard of it out in LA.
Yeah.
So I went out to Shriek Fest, and one thing I did notice, everyone was very, very nice and very, very talented. I mean, everything was really impressive. But it's like we're all trying to network ourselves rather than anyone is there to be networked to. Would you say that's different at your film festival?
I think it's different because, like I said, I mean, obviously you're going to have we had about 150 directors, right? But it's also the networking, and I'm not like, hey, what can you do for me? It's also about learning too.
Absolutely.
So we had some impressive panels going on, and like I said, I might not, I might know something that you don't, and vice versa, and that's how you learn. And that's my main gist of it too. If you can learn something, make new friendship, and that's also the networking I like.
That's awesome. CJ, thanks for talking to us, and congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.